Welcome back, viewers. If you are wondering why I'm back here on the title screen, it's because of this. Whenever you temp save, there will be a picture of the owl statue on the right of the game that you're playing, which will indicate that you are temp saved instead of started at the dawn of the new day. So let's reload. And now we're taking care of SnowHead Mountain. As the owl statue will indicate here, ye who holds the sacred sword. Yeah, we're going. Basically, it's telling you if you wish to save and quit without restarting the game, you're going to have to come back to a statue. If you actually reload, if you actually get into the game and then like you get onto your saved section, by the way, really giant Goron. Anyways, like I was saying, if you get back onto your save, you will then lose that temp save. So you gotta be kind of careful about that. If you're thinking you keep that temp save until you start a new day or start the new cycle, no, it does not work that way. And so, the giant Goron is asleep. It's actually possible to make it all the way to... fail. It's actually possible to make it all the way up to the exit of the entrance to the SnowHead Temple without putting it to sleep. I've seen it done. I just can't do it. I am, quite frankly, terrible at doing the Goron roll. Especially in this section right here. I've gotten up to right here with the Goron roll, but it would usually blow me immediately off the side. But if you can manage to make it up to this point, you pretty well much got it, because the wind only blows in that entrance section. And looks like I'm doing a terrible failure. Which really doesn't help that the game's jumping about a bit. So, I'm actually trying something a little bit different at the moment, viewers. Instead of exporting as WMV, which is my usual export file type for videos, I'm going to attempt to export in either .mov or .mp4. See basically which one's better, and I'll let y'all know how it looks. Now, just wait a second or two. Because we got snowballs. Living fucking snowballs. By the way, this block can only be pushed by the Goron. Let's go on and... yeah, White Wolf first. Come on, White Wolfie. A lot of people actually tend to try and speedrun this place by bringing a bottle of spring water into here. It is possible to run the bottle of spring water from where you can pick it up at the earliest to there. I have actually done it before, but it only cuts off a couple seconds of your time. As y'all can imagine, lava, you can walk right through. And of course, as also y'all can imagine, there are going to be 15 fairies in this dungeon as well. Now this is kind of a trick one. You can only get to this fairy from a certain angle, and that's through this window here. There we go. So yeah, you can only get to this fairy through that window, because the other ones are actually false entrances. If you put on the lens of truth, you'll see that they are actually covered up by invisible walls. So yeah, you can't get that ferry unless you either drop down like I do, just because I find it easier to get the ferry from that angle, or if you do what I'm about to do and jump across the chasm. You gotta be careful because these guys will freeze you mid-air. And as y'all can see, there is yet another ferry in here, so let's go on and get it. There you go, Mr. Fiery. Oh, right. I don't have my sword. Whoops. Sitting there trying to break the pots with the swordless hand. This is going to be interesting. Not necessarily difficult, just interesting. Now, this is why I was saying it only cuts off a couple seconds of dungeon time, because this red door is where you would be coming in if you poured the spring water on it at the entrance. So now we've got other places to explore. We got a lot of shit to do. And of course, I'm going to get it all done in this, hopefully this one recording set. Of course, I'm not doing the most efficient run possible. That's not going to happen. I've never been an efficient person. But I will at least try and make an attempt of doing this as fast as I can. And so we get a key. However, we do not want to go back to the room where we used the key on. We actually want to drop down here first. First we got Stalfos heads, at least that's what I call them. More importantly, down here if we step on the switch, it'll make a chest appear in the lava. Yeah, great. What you fucking do? Only the Goron can get to it. It's a trap! So yeah, make sure to come down here and pick that up. This area can actually be kind of tricky. Okay, that door is useless for the time being, by the way, viewers. Fail! Anyways, like I was saying, that door is kind of useless for the time being. We cannot do anything in there until we get the item from this dungeon. So now that I've got the ferry that I needed to pick up, we can actually continue. Get in that door, where another white wolfos will appear. You know what, I don't even give a shit about you. Oh yeah, this place. Let's go on and kill these white wolfoses. Not all that hard to take care of, still. I don't understand how anybody can have a hard time taking care of these white wolfoses or regular wolfoses as well. Although I think those are called werewolfos or something like that, the brown ones. Anyways, like I was saying, I don't see why anybody, and by the way, that was just as a proof of concept. When you attack them from the back, you do, well, double damage. Now this can be kind of tricky to pull off without the box, but I am able to do it, so I will. There is a fairy up in that box. You need to toss the bomb right when it's about to explode to blow up the box. That can be kind of tricky to pull off. Of course, if you're really good like me, you can get it without having to move that box over to here. And I may as well go on and just waste a bomb. Alright, we are just powering through this. Thank you, camera. Now then. Make sure whichever one you shoot at twice in a row, because the ice will regenerate. I've had that actually happen to me before, where I shoot each one once, then go back to the first one, and the first one's regenerated already. Granted, you can still, if you do it fast enough, the ice won't have the time to regenerate. I'm just making my suggestions, because I've done this before where I shoot it once, or shot each one of them once, then went back to the first one that I shot to knock it down, and the ice regenerated. Whoops, okay. Of course, there wasn't much point of knocking them all down, other than to open up this treasure chest, which will get us yet another key. Right. Now, for those who are curious as to why I changed back into human, it's because platforming is a lot easier as the human. Because, if y'all notice right there, there's a bit of a hole in the wall, which has a hidden fairy. And since I'm here, I may as well go on and get that 20 rupee piece. Okay, why am I getting such jumpiness? I mean, I know I cleared the space off of my computer from the last recording. And that MP4 only exported into a 226 megabyte file, so it's not that. Now, of course, this room is actually, before I do that, I want to go on and put on my mask. Because I almost always forget about this fairy. Yeah, I would have definitely not beaten this dungeon in the first day, because I'm not even halfway through and it's already nighttime. So looks like it was a good idea that I went ahead and dropped off the sword at Zubora and Gabora's Blacksmith Emporium. Because, yeah, as long as you do it during either the first day or the first night of the run, you will always be guaranteed to, well, as long as you drop off your sword the first day or the first night of the run, you will be pretty well much guaranteed to basically punch shit. Now, there are actually two fairies in this area. This one's a little bit more fun to get, so I'm gonna go for this one first. Actually, I shouldn't even be in here right now, because the second one's in that... Yeah, the second one's down there. And then I fucking fail. Great. Now I'm gonna have to backtrack. I was trying to jump all the way up, but I had to come down here eventually. We'll take care of those guys once we get the item for the dungeon. As for right now, I'm just gonna rush on back. I don't even know why I'm wearing that when it doesn't give me a speed boost. Let's just go on and do this. The reason why I like the bunny hood slightly more than the Goron's mask in terms of speed is because, while yes, the Goron's mask does inevitably go faster than the bunny hood, it takes a little bit to charge up. Whereas with the bunny hood, I can just immediately start off sprinting. It's all about the preference, viewers. course, my preference is, of course, the bunny hood. My third favorite mask in the game, just because you can get it before going to the first dungeon. And I find myself using it well after the first dungeon. And it just makes running about so much quicker and easier on me. Now, coming up real soon will actually be a, don't know why I took that mask off, will actually be a area that we can use the, what's his name? The Scarecrow, yeah. We can actually use the Scarecrow in order to get to the, to a heart piece. I'm going to be saving all the Scarecrow heart pieces for last as well. It's going to be one of the last heart pieces I